Cold
Look
Magic
at 'em.
talked about it on their most recent podcast. Well, I mean, we're talking about it right now. I wasn't going to run it as a story is what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, usually you run with bullshit as stories.
You're going to be working and lurking most of this week. All right, I appreciate you, man. Thank you, Pork Pie. Like, we certainly talked about Xbox pulling, allegedly pulling out of retail.
Yeah, you did a whole stream on it.
I didn't do a story on it. I didn't do a thumbnail or a title on it. But
yes,
we
you
talked
did
about it because I said,
buddy, yes, you did.
I said this could be anything. They could be pulling out of smaller regions. They could.
You said you were going with the word on the street.
Be pulling out of,
and you took a fucking victory lap.
Stores where they're not seeing the most. They could be getting ready for the holidays and they want to make space for the ROG Ally X. I mean, it could be anything.
That's not what you said.
I didn't buy in at all into the idea that, like,
yes, you did.
Xbox was pulling out of retail. I didn't.
Interesting that you say that, right?
We did. That's not on the channel. You can't find it because I thought.
Oh, don't threaten me, right? That's a whole lie. Yeah, don't play with fucking me. So we can't find it. Interesting. Okay. All right. Well, we got some time, right? Because you definitely did. I remember because I documented this shit. You definitely did. I don't know why you're capping, right? And let's see if we can find it. It was the I tried to warn you. Here it fucking goes, right? You should have covered your tracks, Lono. This is what I mean. You must be at a point where you just say a whole bunch of bullshit. Xbox news, Game Pass increase, and hardware plans in doubt. Right? And as you can see, we reacted to the whole stream. Look at that red bar, right? I even liked the stream. I even liked the stream because I learned a lot about you, Lono. What I learned is that you don't care about credibility. You don't care about being accurate. You'll just run with fucking anything, right? It was a little bit disappointing, but I'm not going to lie. It was very entertaining, right? So the latest Xbox news is so bad, I'm finally covering them after 2 months, right? Which was a lie because you were talking about Xbox before then. The Game Pass price increase and now rumors that the Xbox next-gen console plans are up in air or even canceled. So why are we lying? Why are we pretending like we didn't do this, right? We even did like the little punk-ass morning monologue, right? Like, we don't even need to hear that nonsense again. I documented it. I made a whole little re-upload and whatnot. I mean, Lono, right? You definitely talked about this. You definitely went over this. And it even says it in the title, hardware plans in doubt, right? The hardware plans are in doubt or even canceled. You definitely talked about it, right? Like you're just straight up lying, right? Lying. Yeah. Selective amnesia yet again. Yeah, literally. Stop the cap.
I don't think there's much to this. Like people taking pictures, going to Target. I think sometimes people get caught up in the dialogue on Twitter and they just presume what your position is. So then they therefore presume what your content is. And it's like,
oh, no, we actually reacted to the whole entire stream. We acted to all of it. And you were saying a whole bunch of bullshit. You were also throwing shade. If anything, like, dude, like, fuck it. Right. Right. Like, let me see. Because I think I just had it pulled up. Let me see. Like, fuck it. Right. We'll play this shit like super fast. Why not? We're not going to listen to too much of it because it's just bullshit. But
it's just an easy way to make a buck. Well, here we are. The topic that I wanted to avoid. Yes, I stopped talking about Xbox for about 2 months now. And the last thing I really covered was their Gamescom showcase, and I just got tired of it. I got tired of the bad faith arguments. I got tired of everything being reframed. Everything gets turned into personal attacks and just nastiness. Watching the brand essentially completely jettisoned from everything that it promised people, and that being defended or twisted or misrepresented. The mouthpiece is in overdrive this year. As everything
mouthpieces, look at you. You were talking that shit, Lono, right? All over a fucking Reddit rumor, right? You were trying to take your little victory lap. I told you so. Like, dude, you so much nonsense and misinformation. We already documented this. I just don't get why you're lying like this. Like, it's incredibly bad faith if you say that. Incredibly bad faith, buddy. This should be the default speed for Lono. I mean, it spoiled you guys. Oh, no, we got to get it all from context. Yeah, how dare you get context? I listened to all the dumb shit that he said that stream. It was a good stream, right? I liked the video.
It's like, well, we never talked about that at great length or officially covered it.
Then I guess you don't officially cover anything, right? You did the Lono special, right? You got up there, you played victim, you sneak diss, you talked about everyone else, right? Like you crashed out, you got one guide. It was a Lono stream for sure.
Apologize, I'm not mistaken. I mean, if Tom Henderson apologized because he took a shot,
peace out, Pickles.
Thought he kind of insulted him about his fake gold chains or something. That doesn't mean. I don't think that necessarily means that he thinks he's suddenly a, reliable leaker.
I'm not gonna lie, them chains is weak.
to me, it's interesting that usually the stuff's not being corroborated. It's usually very early. It's usually somewhat scattered. It's like, wait, what? Like, huh? Where did this come from? T Mangrove with 16.
I mean, literally, you guys ran with a Reddit rumor from alleged Target staff. That was literally the rumor. Alleged Target staff. And you guys did a whole stream from it.
Months over here on Twitch. Twitch decided to start a hype train randomly. Probably because of Pork Pie's gift, his 10 gifted. So we have 3 minutes left on a hype train over here. Thank you so much.
3 minutes.
It took Steam decades to get PC games to run on Linux through an emulation layer. Why do people think it can just happen?
Yeah, the Temu change. Yeah, I mean, I think that shit is goofy.
On a console that specializes in...
Don't get me wrong. Like, I think nice jewelry is nice jewelry, but I would never have, like, a big-ass thing like that on me. Like, that looks a little silly.
Custom hardware acceleration. Yo, T-Man Grove over here with 50 months and a VIP. That's not a bad little setup. T-Man Grove double dipping, supporting on both channels.
Yeah, double dipping.
That's a 20 bomb setup to 250. Thank you, sir.
Double dip. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, like, again, if you go and you watch the commentary from Mark Cerny and AMD, they're clearly building solutions for the console specifically, as well as for AMD's, future GPUs. So that would...
So then so it's not specific for the console. If the pisser and whatnot that they're making, it's going to be available on the AMD GPUs.
Their efforts would have to be somehow coinciding with a strategy.
Ain't gonna lie, I thought that can shaking was Lono's dono sound. Hey, we found a good sound.
Of making the PlayStation essentially a PC.
Oh no. They can't do that. I know 100%. 1,000%. I've been hearing you guys say this bullshit for like the past few months, right? I'm so glad that you're staying on the same page, right? You're capping about saying you didn't run with the Target rumor, but I peep.
You want like a seamless move here.
Yeah.
It's just a slider to port a game. Yeah, you just hit the little button.
And now you're coping because people want games to be ported to other platforms, and you try to make it look like it's more complicated than what it is, even though you have no experience porting games over.
I was referring to the Hip Hop Gamer video, not Xbox being pulled from shelves. Oh, no. I understood what you meant, Almighty. What I was saying was I didn't see a real need to cover the what Hip Hop Gamer said, to the same degree that I didn't feel the need to cover when people were like claiming Xbox is being pulled from retailers.
You did cover it, and you took a little victory lap.
We discussed it in a live environment, but that doesn't mean I made a video about it. This is another thing.
Oh, so now it's a goalpost move. Because you didn't make a video about it, but you made a live stream video, right? That's a VOD right now that people can watch. Okay.
That's a giant misconception in the clip culture that we live in is, I'll stream for 3 hours, I'll do a bunch of research, pull a bunch of stuff in, and talk about something.
You won't. No, you won't. No, you won't. You'll get on fucking Reddit. You'll see a rumor from alleged Target staff, and you'll run with it. That's what you did, and that's why I'm telling you, it was peak Lono. To be honest with you, as you guys seen, I liked the video, right? Definitely enjoyed it, right? Oh, so live don't matter. Only his vids. Yes. Did you guys see the way that he's moving the fucking goalposts? This guy's fucking ridiculous. Dog, you literally made the video. You described it in the description, everything, dog. You literally talked about it. You covered it. And you didn't do no fucking research. All you did was go off of Reddit. And I remember it, right? Because I was so disappointed. Lono, I was so disappointed. I was so disappointed because I was like, wow, damn. There goes Lono throwing away the little bit of credibility he had left, right? Just how low will Lono go, right? And I found out you'll run with fucking anything.
Somebody will come in and ask me about the Hip Hop Gamer video, and I'll say something about it. And then that gets turned into... Reforge Gaming is covering, rumors or covering drama. And it's like,
well, that's not what happened with the Target situation. That's not what happened at all. You literally titled the stream about talking about the hardware plans in doubt. You made a description video. Like, you definitely talked about it, right? And like I said, you were throwing shade the whole entire time.
No, I'm not. I'm in a live environment and I'm responding.
Yeah, and you get one guy. Yeah, he got one guy during that shit too. Yeah, Lono used evade and it failed. Yeah, you know, we're hot on his heels.
People.
Pause.
But you know, the very, very deceptive clip culture that's out there, like you can stream for 3 hours, talk about something for 5 to 10 minutes, I don't know, 15 minutes.
That's not what happened.
Out of the entire discussion, you didn't have any intentions of covering it. You didn't put it on the thumbnail, the title, or the description.
But that's not what happened. That's not what happened, right? That's not what happened at all. Xbox news, Game Pass price increase, and hardware plans in doubt. Like, nigga. And not only that, with the thumbnail, one thing I thought, and I thought this was pretty neat how you did this. Like you did the Xbox with like a red. You did it in red, right? Like dead. You know what I mean? Like, because you all know that like colors mean, you know, something, right? You know, I like how you used the red and with the Xbox instead of green. Like Reforge in its history. Like you did the thing. Like you did it. I know because I reacted to the whole entire fucking stream. You did it. And the whole entire time we said, wow, this guy's running with the Reddit rumor. How pathetic, right? And it wasn't even, as we could see, 560 likes to 28 dislikes, right? That was around the time of the Game Pass price increase. So, I mean, a lot of people were on board with what you were saying. You know what I mean? It was a good stream, Lono, right? It was a good stream for sure.
Well, you know, it comes up in a live stream. That's just a common thing these days now is
you're getting the play art on the screen in real time, breaking down the coverages and protections. Plenty of context here, buddy. Yeah, literally, I'm on my fucking John Madden shit. You get a seal here, and you run right up the fucking alley.
You basically get summarized in a way that's not accurate because
I summarized you correctly. And this is why I've been documenting what you say, right? This is why, because I know that you'll lie. Because I know you're a liar. You'll lie about anything, right? That's just what you do, right? Because credibility means nothing to you. I think, and to be honest with you, I don't even know if you're like intentionally lying right now. I think you just say so much stupid shit, you've lost track of it.
It's easy to come in. I'm not going to be like, I'm not talking about that. Like, I'm not going to talk about that. So I gave people my thoughts on the Xbox pulling, you know, hardware.
Nigga, you made a whole stream about it. Oh, nigga, you didn't just give your thoughts. You was taking shots. What are you talking about? Dude, brother, you were talking that shit, right? I don't understand this, right? He couldn't remember breaking jaws and taking people around corners either. That's what I'm saying. Like, dude, you say so much dumb shit. It's like no wonder you don't remember, bro. You know what I mean? Like you're just throwing shit at the wall, seeing whatever sticks, dog, right? That's why I'm so glad that we have like an archive of just all the dumb shit that you say, buddy. And it's not going anywhere, right? It's not going anywhere. We're going to keep on doing it, right? Because we're just going to keep on watching you flop and flop, and we're just going to keep on watching all your narratives crumble.
Where from shelves? Like I gave my position, but I didn't like cover it. I didn't cover it. And
yes,
so,
you did.
You got people out here seething and malding, claiming that I covered it. And I was like,
you did.
I didn't.
You did. You 1,000% did. You did, Lono.
I didn't make a single video about it, but...
Oh, you didn't make a video, but you did a whole damn live stream. Your videos are only like 10 to 12 minutes long. This live stream was 3 hours, and you're getting one guy, and you were taking shots the whole entire time, right? Documented it.
We're living now.
Yeah, so now you're going to play the victim and act like you didn't cover it.
Not defending anyone's misdeeds, but there are many who think if you say...
I bet he didn't forget all about the donos he got from the stream. Yeah, literally.
Things, you talked about things. I need to compartmentalize things into lead topics and not coverage. Well, but that's the point, though, is that if I see something as, like, not worthy of coverage, and we're not going to talk about... I'm not going to make a video. I'm not going to make a monologue. I'm not going to make a thumbnail or a title. But somebody comes in and says...
You're not going to make a monologue. You're so full of shit, Lono. And you're so lucky we got the time today, right?
Xbox has done to mislead the public and hide things that were coming. And this story became too big to ignore when they did their second increase of price on consoles. I didn't really pay any attention to it. I didn't want to cover that. When they did their increase in Game Pass prices last week, I was like, you know what? I want to play Ghost of Yotei and talk about Yotei. I don't want to talk about this. But then over the weekend, more revelations came out, and then Microsoft spoke to it, conveniently speaking to something that actually wasn't even originally claimed, which is kind of par for the course with them.
This was like the Alex Jones arc when you started saying that, oh, they're doing like a smoke screen and they're just claiming that the hardware is canceled. You definitely talked about it.
There's a leak about something not great, and then they respond to something that nobody actually said. So in case you missed it, The Game Pass price increase was followed by, it followed the second console price increase, and it was causing this big stir in the gaming world. Everybody started talking about the future of Xbox, a conversation that's been sort of ongoing as we just sort of observe everything that the company's been doing. And this was apparently just the beginning, though, when this story hit, and we heard that, oh my, they raised their prices. Bloomberg ran an article claiming to have spoken to current and former employees about the real cause of the Game Pass price increase. And then we started hearing from folks with pretty good track records that Xbox leaks, they were claiming essentially that they were either reconsidering their plans with hardware, or actually the quote was that the plans were just completely up in the air. And this was...
Okay, this is what I mean. And this is within 2 minutes. You talked about it in your monologue. You covered it. You had it in your title. You did the little red thing. Like, nigga, like, why are you lying, Lono? Like I said, I'm glad that you did it. I liked it. I liked this before you did it. Like, I love when you do this and you just talk a whole bunch of bullshit, right? Because I talk about this all the time in the space. What I've learned is that, like, you guys definitely don't care about truth. You don't care about accuracy, right? Nobody gives a fuck about that shit. It seems like, it's just entertainment. And one thing I will say is this was entertaining, seeing you seethe and mold about this shit and seeing you talk out the side of your necks, seeing you fly off the handle with the Reddit rumor. Like I said, this was when I realized that you don't care about your credibility at all, right? It was easy for me to infer that, but this shit right here confirmed it. And now you're just going to sit here and try to retcon that shit. I mean, maybe it was, yeah, that was AI. Yeah, literally, right? I guess I'm just getting a clip, right? Or do I need to fucking react to the stream again to get all the fucking context? Like, you guys just be saying stupid shit.
Hey, Lono, what do you think about the latest monetization in this racing game? Well, yeah, I'm gonna answer them. And if somebody's like, yeah, he covered that, that person is being intentionally misleading.
False equivalency.
Like, it's so obvious that there's a gigantic difference between a thumbnail about Destiny and somebody coming in and asking me about, the battle pass in Wars.
Nobody came in and asked you, nigga, we just watched your monologue. Like, wow.
Well, I'm not making content about the battle pass in Warzone, but somebody
literally straw man. He's shadow boxing. Like, get out of here.
And say, hey, what do you...
At 13:30, he said he trusts the word on the street. Is that an actual timestamp? Wow. Let me go to that right now. Shout out to you guys, man. I love you guys.
We're going to be doing. Let's see. That's this guy's track record. Is he broke a lot of these leaks first, and now he seems to be doing it again. Costco pulling Xbox is apparently just the beginning. Other retailers will be doing that. So if I were placing bets based on track records, I wouldn't trust Xbox. I would trust the word on the street.
Got him! And look at him. Look at this, right? Let me get a screenshot. Oh, we got him. And I'm fucking reposting this. Dude, you're such a liar. Reforge Gaming is a liar. He's such a liar. And we caught him red-handed. This is definitely going to be one of the new emojis. I mean that. Thank you. Thank you so much, Trent Johnson. W's for Trent Johnson. We're going with the word on the street. Yeah, holy shit. Trent with the win. And let's play that back one more time, right?
He broke a lot of these leaks first, and now he seems to be doing it again. Costco pulling Xbox is apparently just the beginning. Other retailers will be doing it.
And if anything, for dramatic effect, let me slow it down a little bit, right? You know what I mean? Let's hear it.
So if I were placing bets based on track records, I wouldn't trust Xbox.
Yeah.
I would trust the word on the street.
Yeah.
But that's just what...
Yeah, exactly. You pwned him. And you went on to get one guide. You went on to take shots at other people and everything. Yeah, could clip that. Yeah, literally. You know what I mean? Like, hold on. Wait a minute, right? Let me look at the timestamp, right? Holy, right? I'm definitely going to repost this shit and call his ass a liar because he definitely lied. And I'm glad that we documented this shit, right? Look at how happy he is. Yeah, he was so happy that the happiest I've seen him in a long time, right? That's why I like the video. I like the video. Is it good? Chat, clip that. Yeah, please. Help a brother out. Clip it, right? Shout out to Delta. Please help a brother out. Clip it. Put it in the damn Discord, right? Because that might just be a new soundbite as well, goddammit.
What do you think about this? I'm like, oh, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Charlie, just saying something is an article versus saying something on Twitter. Some see it different. I see it the same. He said that.
Yeah.
Right, but there's a difference between somebody giving their opinion on something and somebody making content about it. I think.
Oh, yeah. What about doing a whole live stream where you take shots at people that you're too pussy to say their names, right? What about that? Because that's what you did. And you put it in the title, the description, and everything. And you said you were trusting the word on the street. So why aren't you trusting the word on the street right now, right? I don't know. Odd.
Distinct difference. To claim that I've made videos or streams about those things.
Oh, he just said it right there. What did you just say? Because now, you just fucked up. Now you just fucked up because you kind of had a little pivot there saying it wasn't your live streams, but now you said videos or streams. Let's hear that again.
to claim that I've made videos or streams about the
Would be correct to say that you've made a stream, right? Because technically you didn't make a video about it, but you did a stream about it.
things is not true. That's a lie. Like I've
No.
not made videos.
No, you're a liar. You're a liar, and you're gonna keep on lying, and that's why it's gonna be. That's why at this point, right? I've got to keep documenting this shit, right? Because it's starting to get good. I mean, just look at this shit. Rumors and leaks get you guys exposed because you guys are frauds. You build all your shit on bullshit.
Videos or streams about those topics. You could essentially argue that I've made videos and streams about football.
No, I'm glad you didn't
Like,
do
that's
that.
how
I'm glad you didn't do that.
asinine the logic would be to claim that. Like, that's so bad.
No, but what about the people who actually went back to the streams? What about the people who documented the streams? What about the people who literally have clips of you saying that you're trusting the word on the street? What are you going to say about that, Lono? Because you're not going to be able to say that you got clipped out of context, right? The people who were clipping you out of context, what I've learned, right? This is my theory, right? And some people in the chat agree. They were actually doing you a fucking favor. Because when people actually sit back and listen to all the bullshit, that's when shit gets ugly, right?
Yeah, that guy's over there making content about football because people have come in and asked me about football.
No, it was more so like, oh, this guy doesn't care about his credibility. He's just gonna run with the Reddit rumor. He'll run with anything. Wow, like I said, how low can Lono go?
It's an intentional form of misleading and deception to basically make it like, well, anything you talk about, we're gonna claim you covered, and it's like, well, Jiminy Christmas.
I mean, the live video's there. Come on now.
I've covered celebrity gossip then. I've made videos about celebrity gossip, for Pete's sakes. Like, that's just ridiculous.
It's just ridiculous, of course. Was that a SpongeBob lean?
For Pete's sakes. Like, that's just ridiculous.
He's been activated, you guys. We got him. We got him. We got him. Oh, man. We fucking got him. That's Lono, right? Got him. There he goes. Lono yet again. Yeah, plus one lean. Yes. That's how you know this shit's heating up. Oh, I'm about to have to pull out the violin.
I'm just adding context to why some who do not have malice might think that if you talk about something, you talked about it. You talk.
Who might have malice? Oh, no, come on. We love the content. I'm not gonna lie, right? Love the content, right? It's just you're just a liar, and it can get a little bit aggravating when you get up here and play the victim. You know,
for living.
That's all.
Well, I think anybody willing to see a clip on Twitter and make judgment about a content creator, I think they deserve to be misled.
Oh. So is that why you mislead people? Like you did when you ran with the Target rumors, like you're trying to do right now? Malice. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I know. They're like literally up here.
You sound like you are a male feminist.
Sound like a male feminist.
I think they deserve.
We're talking about your biased PlayStation coverage, nigga.
Deserve it. Like, you're basically willing. You're
projection. You're the only person out here willingly misleading people.
Basically willing to be misled. So, like, you kind of deserve it. You deserve to be lied to because you don't have the critical thinking skills of, like, an armadillo to be like, you know, yeah, maybe I should go to this.
Is that why you're trying to act like you didn't make a stream about the Target removing hardware, even though Xbox made it clear multiple times that they were going to continue to put out hardware? Is that why you're kind of reneging on the whole I told you so stream, right? I tried to warn you, because I bring that shit up all the time. I reference the I tried to warn you all the time because, like I said, I think it was Lono at its finest, right? Just you running with bullshit, thinking that you're the smartest person in the room. Like I said, it was classic Lono. Yeah, Lono, we have evidence. Like, dude, you're cooked.
Oh, my favorite.
But what do you know what else I'd like to say? Keep digging, Lono. You're almost to China.
Was when someone said Lono looked like the Eagles head coach.
And you do, yes.
I don't.
You do look like Nick Sirianni.
Like, I remember that.
Yeah, and shout out to Mr. Nobody. God damn it. Right?
Every streamer talks about whatever they want, or whatever reason you're not allowed to. Well, no, what it is, Rope, is it's an effort to maintain a narrative. So they'll claim I made videos about Xbox pulling consoles from shelves. I never did. But they'll come in and ask. People came in and asked me about it, and I was like,
"Oh, is that right?" I think this is what my boy Cake Man just put in. He's Mr. Nobody. Let me slow it down a little bit, right? You know what I mean? Let's hear it.
That. So, if I were placing bets,
yep,
based on track records I wouldn't trust Xbox.
Yeah.
I would trust the word on the street.
Yeah. Literally, we got you.
Like, I don't think there's anything to this. I said I think that they might be getting ready for ROG Ally X.
Shout out to Delta, but he made content over it regardless. Yeah, let's just listen to him lie one more time.
But they'll come in and ask, people came in and asked me about it. And I was like, I don't think there's anything to this. I said I think that they might be getting ready for ROG Ally X for the holidays. They might be making shelf space. You know.
You said you were trusting the word on the street because of the track record.
I don't think there's anything to this. So you could take that clip. And
you said you were taking the word on the street.
You're like, yeah, here's Lono. He covered it. He made content about it. And it's like, no, I didn't. I answered somebody's question.
You didn't answer. Dude, you literally did the monologue and everything, and you ended it by saying you're going to trust the word on the street.
That's the breakdown. If you talk about something, you covered it. You literally talk for a living. It's an expectation.
No. He begs. He begs for a living.
Thing, but it's a common thing. There will always be people who do it with ill intent.
Ill intent. Okay.
I mean, anybody who thinks that if you answer a question or you mention something in a stream that you quote unquote covered it or you made content about it, I think that's willful ignorance. I think that's somebody choosing to be ignorant.
Yeah, and that's what you do a lot. And all in love for PlayStation. That's why no one takes your coverage seriously. Shout out to Dante. He says he made a complete rant over it and ended with that. Yes, that's exactly what he did. Mental gymnastics here. Yes.
Know the difference between, I make a video about Arc Raiders. I upload it. It's on the channel with a title and a thumb. And somebody coming in and saying, what do you think of the Warzone Battle Pass? To say that I covered or made content about the Warzone Battle Pass, that's willful ignorance. It's like, it's so clear there's a difference.
Oh.
It's like there is a categorical difference. You don't even need to compartmentalize it. They're not the same.
How is it, dude? Literally, you did that. You made a title, you made a thumbnail, you had the Xbox logo in red. You know what I mean? Nice symbolism and everything. That's exactly what you did. That's why he should watch Six, right? We know his punk ass editor does, right? I'm the frizzy haired brat. You dig?
It would be like asking.
Yeah, it's all documented on here, right? You guys get it, right? That's what I'm saying. Got the best community in the world. We're gonna keep on documenting all this bullshit. And it's just going to keep on piling up. And there's nothing he's going to be able to do about it. And we all know he's too pussy to say any names, right?
Somebody on Twitter, what they think about the Lions' offensive line. And then you're like, yeah, that guy's out here covering the offensive strategy of the Detroit Lions. You'd be like, what the frick? You're an idiot. No, he's not. He answered a question. Like, I think that's willful ignorance if anybody's going to do that.
If anybody sees this, if they try to say that you didn't cover it, then it's definitely willful ignorance. Because we got the evidence. You're not going to be able to slip your way out of this one, Lono, right? And you're a very, very slippery rascal, right? Pause. But you're not going to be able to tap dance your way out of this one, Lono. Yeah, cope sip.
About the general public's mental capacity.
The general public's mental capacity. Yeah, like I said, a pseudo-intellectual hangout spot.
I think people are smart enough to know the difference. That's why I said it's willful ignorance. I think they're choosing to see it that way. They know that that's not how it works. You
just
can
like
go
you
and ask any streamer about anything, and you
keep on making it seem like people came in and asked you about it. Like there was a completely different topic, and people came in and asked you about it. You decided for that to be the topic. You made it a big deal, made it seem like you didn't want to cover Xbox and everything, even though you were smiling ear to ear. Like, stop it, Lono.
Would never be like, oh, Ninja's out here making content about Stranger Things. It's like, no, he's not. But somebody came in and asked him what he thought of the season. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, it's a good thing no one's doing that with you.
I don't see the distinction you're making. Before this moment, I didn't realize in those terms. I didn't think in those terms. I'm buying what Creature is selling.
Oh, so that's Creature in there. Yeah, exactly. Creature got his head up your ass, right? Blowing smoke up your ass, telling you bullshit, right? Appeasing your ego, as I predicted.
So if someone comes in and asks me, what do I think about the Warzone Battle Pass?
Side note, shout out to Nix's 2 for being Arrowhead's personal trainer. Dropped Helldivers 2 from 131 gigabytes to 23. That's some serious weight loss. Hey, I already talked about that. We covered that in the beginning. Yes, definitely, right? We're going to need to download that shit again. That was a huge W.
And I say, yeah, I think the pricing structure is a little absurd. and somebody runs the Twitter and says, Reforge Gaming is out here making content about Call of Duty after saying he wasn't going to do that anymore.
But what if someone sees like your whole entire live stream? They say, wow, this guy was just saying a whole bunch of bullshit. So they go and they react to all of it, to context, right? And they have an amazing community who sits back and also partakes in seeing you spread all this misinformation. What about then? What about that then, right? Are we still going to lean into this context cope, right? Because we seen what happened with Hat Guy. He wasn't able to do it.
Like, because I told people, I was like, yeah, I'm not really going to do much with Call of Duty anymore. It just really isn't worth my time, right? It's not worth my effort. It's not a game I'm really going to cover. Now, if somebody did that, anybody with 2 brain cells to rub together would be like, he's just answering a question. He's just talking about it in a live stream. He's not making content or covering the Warzone Battle Pass.
That's what you did.
Like, if you can't see that distinction, I don't feel like I'm over intellectualizing something.
You definitely are. That's exactly what you're doing, right? I'll just pull it up again, right? Literally, Game Pass price increase and hardware plans in doubt, right? Xbox, like literally, and then one more time, why not, right? Because this was a classic.
Xbox is apparently just the beginning. Other retailers will be doing that. So if I were placing bets based on track records, I wouldn't trust Xbox. I would trust the word on the street.
You would trust the word on the street. That's what I'm saying. That's what you told your audience. And I thought that sounded so ridiculous. I thought that sounded so silly. You know what I mean? Trust the word on the street. Trust a Reddit rumor, a NeoGAF rumor, I think it was. And it just showed a lot about your credibility. That's all. I see why you're trying to backtrack it. But I'm not going to let you, Lono.
There's a chasm of difference between basically going into the Battle Pass, taking screenshots, looking at it, pointing at it, making content about it, thumbnail, title, and somebody comes in a 3-hour live stream and is like, yeah, what do you think about that?
Wait, he said what? Like, listen how he's moving the goalposts. I love how they always say it's others, all while they really mean themselves. Yes, literally, you guys see, I'm not cherry picking shit. Like, I'm literally just playing what this guy's saying. This guy's a fucking liar.
Into the Battle Pass, taking screenshots, looking at it, pointing at it, making content about it, thumbnail, title, and somebody comes in a 3-hour live.
You did the thumbnail and title.
Stream is like, yeah, what do you think about that? And I'm like, yeah, I think that's a little absurd. That's a little overpriced. And people are like, yeah, he's out here covering Call of Duty, making content about Call of Duty, and it's like, no, I'm not. Like, huh?
Nothing intellectual about this guy. Yeah, definitely.
Or like Call of Duty's AI. Yeah. Call of Duty AI used while people blew up all over Arc Raiders AI. Yeah, like I talked about Call of Duty using AI on their those title cards or whatever. But you couldn't argue that, like, yeah, I made content and did coverage about it. It was like, we talked about it. You know, it's good at
it wouldn't be an argument. It would be a statement because that's factually what you did.
Would. 81 with 34 reviews. That's not a great start for Metroid Prime.
It's only going to go downhill from there.
Covering means you look at the whole picture and talk about it from every aspect. Making a simple one-line comment to a question is not coverage.
You didn't do that. You did like a whole fucking monologue, right? You said you're trusting the word on the street. We got you dead to rights, Lono.
Yeah, the issue I take is when someone paints the picture and makes the notion that you made videos about Xbox pulling consoles from the shelves. And it's like, no, I didn't. I didn't
Yes,
make
you
a
did.
video about that.
You made a stream about it. This is what I mean, the goalpost move. You didn't technically make a video, but you made a stream, and a stream is a video. So I don't even know why we're doing this. It's just bullshit.
I didn't make a video about that.
You made a stream.
I refused to. I thought it was a non-starter.
This guy's such a liar.
Yeah, I don't need, like, necessarily the internet explained to me. What I'm saying is, and what I took issue with was
people holding you accountable.
People that were saying it, and they know they're lying. They know they're misrepresenting. I'm not talking about...
And that's why I'm going to re-upload this, so they can always refer. There's documentation, right? You're a liar. you flat out are a liar. You're lying right now.
Like, the mouth breathers on Twitter, they're like, I hate that guy. I'm talking about, like, people that are willfully saying it, and they know that it's not true.
It is true. It is true, and don't worry, it's on Sigs. Like I said, right? Because I get enjoyment out of doing this shit. Don't worry, it's on Sigs, right? I did the fucking legwork, right? And shout out to the community, right? Because y'all was right there the whole time, right? Calling out the bullshit, saying, Sigs, don't forget about this, don't forget about that, right? And we documented it all. Down to the last detail. We listened to every bit of that fucking stream, and it was just a whole bunch of bullshit.
Wasn't that an off-topic question? Yeah, it's yeah. Because I had people basically wondering why I didn't cover it. I mean, they literally came in and they were like, "Why aren't you covering like the Xbox being pulled from shelves thing?" And
dude, that was like a couple days before, and that's why it was so sad, right? And I even discussed it, right? I even discussed it when I documented in my video. I was like, "This is so sad," because he had time to get all the information, but you still popped out after Jez Corden, multiple people stepped out and said, "This is not true. We haven't heard anything about them canceling the hardware." And what did you say, right? After official statement from Microsoft, what did you say? You said, "Why trust Xbox? You're going to go with the word on the street." Those were your exact words. That's what you said. You're a liar, right? And everybody knows it. Anybody who's paying attention knows it. Any way you try to tap dance away from it.
Explained that I just didn't think it was a story. I was like,
yeah, you did.
People taking pictures in Target.
Yes, you did. You believed it. Yeah, so he misinformed his audience. Yeah, he did.
You know.
Oh, please. Lono knows nothing about accountability. He said, just take accountability. Yeah, he won't do it. And he wants to talk about people being pathetic and everything. He's the pathetic one, right? And all of this just to glaze PlayStation. Right? It's so sad. Lying.
I hear you say a thing, and then you say you talked about it, and then say you didn't. It's a trap.
You did.
Well, sure, because I could say, yeah, I'm not really going to cover that. I'm not really going to cover that. And then they'll be like, he refuses to cover it. And it's like, but if I give the answer, then they're like, he made content about it. It's like, yeah, it's Schrodinger's hatred.
Oh,
reason to hate.
Schrodinger's hatred. Wow, what a little pity party.
It's Schrodinger's hatred. There's a reason to hate me. They just have to find it.
Yeah.
They'll.
I don't hate you, Lono. I enjoy your content, right? I just think it's a shame that you're doing this to your credibility, right? Whatever little bit that you have left.
Find it. They'll figure it out. You talked about Battlefield 6. It's natural to bring up COD since it's a direct competitor, even when you really want to talk
Another SpongeBob lead. Yeah, his mic is wet. Yeah, he had to wipe off the slob off of that shit.
About COD. Well, the issue that I was taking was that people were attempting to create like hypocrisy in when I choose to cover like a leak or an insider piece of information.
Yes, let's play that back. Yeah, and because that's exactly what it is. There's extreme hypocrisy, and we can say that without a shadow of a doubt. Extreme hypocrisy. You will run with the Reddit rumor and Neo Gaff rumor. You'll run with the Jez Corden rumor. Right? If it fits your little fucking narrative. You'll run with anything that fits your narrative, but you won't run with things that you don't like, right? It's just funny, right? I'll play that back. Enhance. Yeah, literally. Play that back one more time.
Attempting to create like hypocrisy in when I choose to cover like a leak or an insider piece of information.
Yes.
And the frustration that they expressed was, well, yeah, you made videos about Xbox pulling stuff from shelves in the retailers. And it's like, no, yes. I didn't.
Yeah, you did. So your answer is just a lie.
That at all. I didn't make a video, thumbnail, title, description.
Oh, thumbnail. Did he say thumbnail, title, description? Interesting.
Cover that at all. I didn't make a video, thumbnail, title, description.
Oh, thumbnail, title, description. Interesting, because ironically, I read your little thumbnail, right, on the video, and you definitely did. Let me see if I can pull it up. You definitely did. Let's read the description, you guys. This is what I mean, Lono. You just keep on fucking digging, right? The latest Xbox, let's read together. The latest Xbox news is so bad, I'm finally covering them after 2 months. The Game Pass price increase, and now rumors that the Xbox next-gen console plans are up in air or even canceled. There you go. You talked about it, you made the title, you made the thumbnail, and then to put the fucking cherry on top, after doing your little monologue where you took sneak dissing, you took shots, right, because you're too pussy to say any names, even though we all know who you were talking about, you then capped it off with this stupid shit right here.
Costco pulling Xbox is apparently just the beginning. Other retailers will be doing that. So if I were placing bets based on track records, I wouldn't trust Xbox. I would trust the word on the street.
Yes, you would trust the word on the street. He tried to warn us. Yes, I know. You know why I know? Because I documented it, god damn it. And look at that shit. I tried to warn you because you were smiling ear to ear. And look at the guy. I documented it, right? Shout out to Jarvis, right? I tried to warn you. Look, even no talkie before coffee. Shout out to Jarvis. Shirt and all in 4K, we caught you, and you keep on lying. And you know what? You know what the funny thing about it all is? You're gonna keep on lying because you're a fucking fraud. That's all that you are. So we're just gonna keep on exposing your shit. You're such a joke.
There was nothing to even research. There's like a couple of people on Twitter.
Yeah, and you still made a goddamn whole live stream. That's what you did. You're right. I think it's silly. It was a rumor, but you ran with it. And because like I said, because you'll run with fucking anything if it fits your narrative.
You know? Now, we covered content where that was like contained in it, because like I think Kepler was saying that like it was about to get worse. But Kepler's stuff was way bigger than that. Kepler's claims were far bigger than, oh, they're going to pull out of retailers. The people that were like taking pictures in Target and stuff, we were like, that's nothing.
Shut up. Shut your ass up. That's not what you said at all. You made a whole stream and we documented. Like, you're such a fucking liar, Lono.
That's absolutely nothing. That's not like somebody could go, like with the statue for the Game Awards. There's a guy who's like, no, my sources claim it's not PoE. And I'm like, well, I don't know who you are. So I'm not going to run that as a story, but I'll mention it. I'm like, yeah, this guy's claiming he's got a source, and he's saying that.
It wasn't Kepler. It was Sneakers SO. Yeah, true.
You know, it's not.
Hey, I'll say in W Jarvis. Yeah, Jarvis is working his ass off, man. Shout out to him.
It's not PoE 2. Nobody knows who he is. Nobody.
You know, hopefully I won't have to give him a raise if you catch my drift, right?
It's corroborating it. Nobody's coming out and saying that it's not PoE 2. You're loving the multiplayer for this year's COD?
Oh, boy says, hey, check the DM. Okay, bet. I will. Let me look and see. Oh, man. Let me check this shit, right? Okay, so Xbox Ally. Yeah, look at this shit. Not an Xbox. Xbox ROG Ally X review roundup. Right? And there goes the Reforge roast. And yeah, look at the smugness. Look at this shit. I'm going to have to... Thank you for sending this over.
I don't think I've heard much on the multiplayer. Everybody fixated on how bad the campaign was. That's the only thing you like about COD this year? If a friend told me that you made a video on a subject and I had to find a 15-second bit out of a 4-hour live stro, I'd stop being that dude's friend. That's what I'm saying, bro.
But that's not what happened at all. We literally sat back and watched your whole entire stream, and it was full of bullshit.
You covered it. The statue's an hour away from me. I'm tempted to go see it. Yeah. I'd only go if it was like, it had to be under 45 minutes. It had to be under 45 minutes. I'm not making the drive.
Yeah, Cope laugh again. Yeah, literally.
Yeah. How did Nightbot... Wait, how did Nightbot manage to do that? So every once in a while, Nightbot's in your... Oh, I bet you it's because this was unlisted before it was members. Which, speaking of which, I have to switch this to unlisted.
Okay, let me make sure this is all it is. We don't want to miss any from a context.
Paid you to go look at it. Yeah, I wouldn't. I would not make the drive. It would have to be under 45 minutes because you have the drive back. It lights up at like 45. All that.
Okay. Yeah, he's done talking about it. Okay.
All right, we're going to go to the live show here.
Okay, so we documented it all. He's going to the live stream, right, from a context, right? Hope you guys enjoyed that Lono segment. Now, the question is, somebody said something to me about Caseytron. Where can we see that at, right?